Do you want to know if the 2019 FnaF Fan Game? Have you wanted that 2019 FnaF Fan Game with major originality? Do you want a FnaF Fan Game based around a YouTuber? Well, you got Findings with Bud Rebooted. Hey there guys, this is Tyler and welcome to another video, especially a FNAF Fan Game review. This is the series on my channel where I review FNAF fan games, and today we are reviewing Findings with Bud Rebooted. Last episode we took a look at my favorite FNAF fan game of all time, the Joy Creation Story Mode, where I called it a good game in general. Anyway, in these review videos I look at the game's graphics, gameplay, and story, and for each category I give it a rating out of 10, which at the end of the video will be added up to get a final rating out of 30, as well as a grade. There's also the other/conclusion segment that could bump up or down the current final rating. With that out of the way, let's get right into this review. Findings with Bud Rebooted is a FNAF fan game based off of a YouTuber called TheNextGenius, aka Bud, which he directed the FNAF fan game, but the game itself is made by Photonegative Mickey, who has made the Findings with Mac Tonight series, the Lost One series, and a population of Treasure Island fan games, and Dodge Projectiles 1 and 2. Along with Bud, this game features his friends such as Photonegative Mickey himself, Pyro Rapid Fox, Pixie55, yes, the Pixie55 who voiced Maxie and Jolly 3, and it also features Bud's cat Winston and the McDonald's moon figure himself, Mac Tonight, along with the good old comedic 2013 Bud. This also takes place in Bud's house as well. Anyway, this game was made in ClickTeam Fusion 2.5 and the models were done in Blender. Now, that's all I really have to say regarding this game that's needed to be said in this section. Let's carry on to the graphics. Time for the graphics. Now, out of the three main categories in this game, this is the weakest. Like FNAF VR Help Wanted. Now, I do like all the models except for one, that one being Winston. Winston's model is just bland, it doesn't look as appealing as the other models, and doesn't even look that accurate to who it's supposed to be. Like, more touches and features could be added to make it a bit more realistic in a way. Also, the living room does look alright, but there could be more room for improvement. Like, more interesting additions would be nice, and it just looks just a little bland. Despite the living room, the other rooms and the cameras do look nice and have great writing and extra details the living room did not have. You see the upstairs halls might look like the living room, but the thing is the upstairs halls have colorful fan art that make it up, while the living room doesn't really have much despite like a few things. Plus, the secrets and references in the living room are just too small to notice for the living room to look better in terms of how intriguing and great it is to see. But back to the good graphics and rooms, the recording office and Bud's bedroom and the After Night deletion minigames has good writing too, and has some sort of interesting details to make the other rooms different from the two mentioned rooms. Now back to the topic of Winston's model and how much I didn't really like it. The other models in the game, like I said before, are actually very good. Rapid or Mac Tonight's models are very great, which either of them are possibly my favorite. P&M's model looks cool and great, and Bud, 2013 Bud, and Pixie's models just look good as well. These models are so interesting and are worth looking at that, to be honest, it can keep you looking at the game. P&M is usually known as a good modeler in the community, and this is not an exception. His skills do show here, and that is great. It can even be an improvement of models he has done before these. And now finally, the last pro I have for the graphics are the visual gags, if that's how you would exactly call them. They are a bit creative and can be funny. The biggest example is the "you suck" replacing YouTube joke on the computer during the video deletion minigame. Another example of one of these is also the cast portrait plus 2013 Bud's scrapbook picture connected to it on the characters section of the extras menu. It is indeed very creative and a bit smart with how the 2013 Bud picture is implemented. Otherwise, that is really it for the graphics. Overall, the graphics in this game were very good with a few negatives, but mostly positive, hints to what I said. I feel like the graphics deserve an 8.7 out of 10. Very good indeed.
Whoops.
The gameplay is on the clock right now, so let's discuss it. You know, the most important part of the game. You know what? I'm not going to start with the negatives for this. Let's start with the positives, because that's a good way to go. Now guys, I have a surprise for all of you. Yes, a surprise. You guys will never guess. Never, ever, ever guess. You ready to hear the surprise? Alright, the surprise is... this FnaF Fan Game has original mechanics.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yes, it does. That is the number one thing to love about the gameplay here. These are mechanics you have never seen before in a FNAF game or original FNAF game. Want to know a simple rundown of the mechanics? Okay. When Bud appears at the door beside the TV, ring the doorbell. When Bud is in the kitchen side table on your left, clog the toilet. Wow. P&M, you need to hold the light to make him go away. Okay, so P&M's mechanic might not be original, but the others are, don't worry. If Mactonite appears in the window on the right side, activate the sprinkler. If Rapid appears on the left door beside the TV, turn off the TV until he's gone. Pixie is playing a lower downgrade version of Beat Saber, which depends on the clicking of the arrow keys on your keyboard. Spray Winston with your equipped spray bottle, and oh yeah, spoiler warning, by the way. 2013 Bud uses truffles for unknown reasons. Yeah. Those are the mechanics alongside with the camera battery, but I do personally love these mechanics, like I already said. They're original, and also, I like how, you know, since the setting of the game is a house, all the mechanics use the same setting to make themselves different from other fan games and makes them what they are. Another thing I love about the gameplay is the After Night minigames. It's literally deleting videos on Bud's channel for a YouTube parody called You Suck. It is a great and different twist of the usual FNAF Fan Game After Night minigames and plays along well to a fan game based off of a YouTuber. The way the game makes sure you don't camp is also interesting, since it brings back the original mechanic from the main nights with Winston. Now, one minor thing I also liked about the gameplay too is that for the phone guy, for example, it gives you some tips that can actually be helpful to you. The only con I had with the gameplay was the RNG later in the game, but it was still possible, so the complaint is minor. Overall, the gameplay is great with only one issue. I give the gameplay a 9.1 out of 10. Let's go to the story. Now, the story, in my opinion, is the strongest factor in the game. The game just has a very great and, once again, original storytelling. Besides who the characters are, this is the other part that ties into TheNextGenius, you know, the YouTuber this game's about. It is about a hater of Bud's channel and their friend breaking into Bud's house and trying to delete all of his videos through the computer bez to survive against Bud and his friends who attempt to kill the hater. That is very clever and makes so much sense, and once again ties into Bud's channel very well. It is just so original for a lore of a FNAF fan game. It just brings a breath of fresh air to me. Another thing about the lore too is how interesting it is. It is worth investing to. I'm literally having fun and a moment of enjoyment reading the story segment of the script right now because it is just so great to talk about. Another thing I love about it is how it uses either Discord or Skype as a method of storytelling, which in a way is still related to Bud's channel, since the population of his community is from his Discord server. Plus, that storytelling method is different and creative. This goes for any game in the world too. This is actually the only game I ever saw that used Skype or Discord or those social call sites / applications as a storytelling device. And the After Night video deletion minigames are a neat way to continue on the plot of the game and to put the lore together. It shows the progress of the main character, the hater's goal of deleting Bud's videos. It proves the story knows where it's going, and that Bud knew what he was doing when he directed the game. The only thing regarding the story is the all-max mode cutscene could have been executed better since it's the end of the game, but otherwise the story in general is just very great. The story gets a 9.5 out of 10. The story is very great once again. Welcome to the other / conclusion segment of this review. This is where I say points that could bump up or down the current rating. Something that could definitely bump up the rating is the amount of fan service / involvement with the fans. Seriously, the fan involvement and the game's story are my favorite parts about this game. Basically, fans could have made fan art for the rooms and the nights and the thumbnails for the After Night video deletion minigames, and they could send them the bud for them to get added in the game, which were in the game was just mentioned. Also, I just wanted to say thanks Bud and Mickey for adding my custom thumbnail and fan art in the game. Also, to those wondering who were curious, the thumbnail I made was sort of a joke submission, but was an actual submission at the same time. If you're aware of Bud's opinion on pop goes, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But back on track, every other fan art is very good and well done. Onto the custom thumbnails. Most of them are very good too, but there is some that could have a room of improvement and look like more effort was put in. Also, some of the other thumbnails besides mine tried to be comedic, and some of those were actually very funny. The fact fans could be a part of the game's development shows and proves damn well that Bud and Mickey care about their fans, and also shows how much talent the fans have. This is very great to see. Another positive this game has is the voice acting. The voice acting is well done. The best of the voice acting has to be P&M's lines, both in-game and during the Skype call cutscenes. I also love Bud's voice acting when he takes over the Night 6 phone call and just makes the protagonist sound like a huge idiot, which is very funny as hell. It's also once again different for a FnaF Fan Game too. The other voice acting is good too. The only thing about the voice acting is sort of a similar problem I had with FNAF 6, and that is that they can say their lines during the main nights, which can break the horror atmosphere. I do understand that the game tries to be a bit more comedic than scary, and don't worry, that leads me to think that the case here is a bit better and less obnoxious than FNAF 6. But it also tries to be scary too, which a hint is in the ambience that plays in the background. Speaking of which, the only other con I have is the music choice and ambience is a bit bland and doesn't leave an impression on me. It isn't even that scary. Oh well, 2 points were added, but then 2 points were decreased. So the final rating for Findings with Bud Rebooted is a 27.3 out of 30, which is an A grade rating, which according to my rating system is labeled as a good. This game was good. It really was, and I'm gonna say it. This might be one of the best FNAF Fan Games of 2019. Seriously, this is. I do plan to make a top 5 2019 FNAF Fan Games video counting down my 5 favorite FNAF Fan Games of 2019 when it hits 2020, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested. So that is some praise to this game I have. Anyways guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. In the description below is the download link to the game, the music credits, my Discord server, Twitter, Instagram, Tiller's channel, and my Minecraft Roblox channel, and the server address to my Minecraft Java Edition server. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye everybody.